Have you ever thought about the different things that agriculturists of the past had to go through? You had the old-time struggle of the cowboys and Indians. You had the farmer plowing his fields with nothing but an ox and an old plow. One thing that really sticks out in my mind, though, would be fending off such notorious predators like the Mexican gray wolf, bears, or one of the most popular, the jaguar. Now let's think about this for a minute. These old-time ranchers spent the majority of their lives trying to eradicate these predators, but for some reason, a bill is now being presented to reintroduce the jaguar into the states of Arizona and New Mexico. In 1994, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service published a proposed rule to list the jaguar as endangered. Previous to this, the jaguar had been listed endangered only from the U.S.-Mexico border, south through Central and South America. This document embraces two components. First, it describes the current state of the jaguar in the United States. Secondly, on reducing or eliminating these threats in Arizona and New Mexico, which might allow for expansion on the range currently occupied by Arizona subspecies and thus contribute to the recovery of the species. Do we really want to reintroduce the jaguar? Would they be able to adapt to these new surroundings? Recently, the Mexican gray wolf was reintroduced into New Mexico. There were problems from the start as ranchers were losing livestock, since the gray wolf went after the much easier, more domesticated prey rather than putting a little extra effort into their food and going after an animal such as an elk or deer. One question we must ask ourselves is, are we going to have the same problem with the wolves as the jaguar? Also, we need to think about all the hunters that are going to become quite aggravated due to the decreased number of elk and deer. There is not a doubt in anyone's mind that the jaguar will cause just as many problems, if not more, than the wolf. Where would we reintroduce the jaguar? And if we do, is this area the most logical? I believe not. New Mexico does not have the type of surroundings needed for a jaguar environment, such as large cliffs and canyons. In fact, the main purpose of this reintroduction is to rebuild the jaguar population. Why would you reintroduce an animal with intents for them to reproduce, only building up a limited species, when this area is actually not even their breeding grounds? They in fact breed in Mexico. So we must question ourselves. Why would we introduce a large predator with the intention of reproducing when the area would not be practical? Next, I would like to ask the question, is the reintroduction probable in today's growing problems with the economy? Now, I know that for many of us, one of the last things we think about is the cost, or how much time it's going to take to complete it. People will have to be hired so that the animals can be transported and managed. Along with the people, it's going to cost money for equipment and monitoring devices, which will be needed to keep the animals under watch and so that progress may be recorded. Dollars and cents are going to begin to add up very quickly with this project, costing the government and our people thousands, if not millions. I cannot find figures on how much it has cost to reintroduce the Mexican gray wolf, but I know that it has cost ranchers thousands. They're not too happy about it. In addition, I did find out that ranchers are being asked to change their style of ranching to accommodate the wolf. Is this how we're going to handle things from now on? By accommodating all the wild species? Are the ranchers going to have to take new measures not only to accommodate the wolf, but now the jaguar? Is this reintroduction logical? Is this really going to work? We will not know until the final decision is made on January 11th, 2011.